What is up, guys? Brian with HappyThumbsGaming here, and we are back with LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga! This is Episode 6, Chapter 1, Jabba's Palace. Story! No collectibles found in this video other than that one gold brick for completing the level. However, we do get an achievement called Yeehaw! And that is actually earned for riding all mount types and ride-ons. This is one of those accumulative ones that as you go through the story, basically anytime you see anything you can mount and ride, do it. And by the time you get to the end of the game, you should have all of the stuff for the achievement. Now, if you don't, we'll have some good information on our achievement guide at HappyThumbsGaming.com, so please go and check that out. Now, the creepy credits are crawling, and I do have one quick reminder for you, and that is that same one as always. Don't forget to click that notification bell when subscribing. A lot of you are already subscribed, but once you click that subscribe button, it gives you a secondary option. We want you to go ahead and make sure that you are aware of that and choose your settings wisely. Now, we are going to go ahead and jump into a cutscene. Now, there may be some interruptions throughout this video during the cutscenes. As you guys know, there has been lots of copyrighted audio, and we are pretty big on that. We don't want to steal somebody else's work. However, we definitely enjoy watching these awesome cutscenes, so we're kind of at a quandary here. The story is all about the story and the cutscenes. However, we don't want to get in trouble or steal anybody else's work. So it's kind of that fine line here. But as Vader shows up and dusts himself off, we're going to go ahead and take the quiet path from here on out. So we'll see you in a second. Leia's a little stronger than she remembers, huh? As you can see here, we have control of Princess Leia and Chewbacca. We're going to go ahead and make our way to the far left and grab some studdage as we are still in search of that 1.25 million for that first red brick purchasing. Now that's going to get us the 2x stud multiplier, which will come in handy in the free play for getting all of those true Jedi requirements, especially since every time we get hit, we lose a bunch of studs. And it makes it harder to get that overall requirement. So here you go. We have built up some bricks in front of the big door here, and it has given us a little ledge to stand on, but it's not doing us a whole lot of good, as soon as we stood on it, we've got 3 of these little peepholes shooting at us. They're pewing peepholes. Pew, 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 pew. I wasn't sure exactly what I needed to do here, but as it turns out, you just need to hit them rapidly, about 3 or 4 times each, and they should disappear. Now, it is a bit of a funny angle, so you might have to run back and forth a wee bit, but as you can see, it gets did pretty quickly. Now, as soon as you open the door, you might notice that there is one of these spider droids. You're going to want to go ahead and hop on that, and for me, that rings off the Yeehaw achievement, which is for riding all of the mountable rides and different types, mountable types. So basically anything that you see that has the old Y button next to it, or I guess if you're playing on the PlayStation, it could be triangle, but there's no trophies for that, so I guess that's probably irrelevant. But you get the point here in the sense that anything you can ride, whether it's a vehicle, an animal, a robot, anything, go ahead and hop on and get it done, and that should get you all the way to the end. Now, if you have not gotten that achievement yet, like maybe you missed 1 or 2 along the way, don't worry, we've got you covered. Our achievement guide put together by Gary, that's right, HTG Gary, put together all sorts of great information as far as collectibles and all of the achievement info as well. So there is a spot, I off the top of my head, I don't remember what it is or where it is. I do remember it does require 50 gold bricks. And it's, let's see here, somewhere in Lego City, perhaps? Anyways, we'll get to that. Just make sure you check out HappyThumbsGaming.com and then go to our achievement guides, or trophy achievement guide section, and choose our achievement guide for LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. All right, I'm a little lost here, but what I need to do is, on the left-hand side of that little cubby there was a hat dispenser for a bounty hunter. Now, I wasn't used to this. In all honesty, I was expecting that hat dispenser to be one of the stormtrooper helmets. Now, I should have noticed it was a little bit different just by taking a simple glance at it, but sometimes I'm not so smart. So we're going to go back over into that left cubby. I'm going to take a peek, and let's see, the hat's different. It's not a stormtrooper hat, but it doesn't really, the little bell that drops on you is the same. So anyways, look at that. I should have given it to Leia, as she is the one that wears this outfit going into Jabba's palace. However, I wanted to switch it up a wee bit. So we've got our hat. We're up at the top now, and we've got more of these guards. I'm probably going to say it wrong, but bear with me. It's Gamorrean. Like, I keep thinking Gamora from the Marvel comic universe, but Gamorrean, they're Jabba's guards there. So we're going to actually have to use them as bait here in a little bit when we have to take on the old Rancor at the end. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie or not. I'm not trying to spoil nothing for you. But essentially, here in a minute, Luke gets dropped into a pit, and we have to take on this giant monster. And like I said, we use these guys as bait in order to get rid of that giant monster. So, and that section's a little bit problematic for me too. We'll see how it is when we get there. See if my edits made an appearance or not. But essentially, I had troubles with the final battle of this area, and I'm hoping that what I learned from that, I will be able to relay to you, and that you won't have as many issues as I did. And who knows, maybe you won't have any. Did you notice that there was that little Y that popped up? That indicates that we could have hopped on that little spider droid there. Basically, anytime you see one of those in the game, make sure you hop on it. Even if it's just like, spin a circle, do a cookie, burnout, whatever you want to call it. Just go ahead and activate it and check that box off, because you want to get them all. Got to get them all. All right, so this is kind of a weird deal here. I tried to ride the spider droid, and you know how a lot of the times you can launch yourself off of the dismount? I was trying to get up there, but it was a funny angle. I smashed my head right into the ledge there, and we'll go ahead and move on now. All right, so you can see here, I pushed this and laid it right over the top of the button, and it does go ahead and give us the grapple point over on the other side. Now, there is a red brick up there, and I almost accidentally ran into it. Without checking the guide, I'm not even sure what brick that is. I should have done my homework. Who knows? Maybe I should have grabbed it. Essentially, we save all those collectibles for the free play levels, though, so unless it was something like the 4x stud multiplier, then I probably wouldn't have wanted it. Or invincibility, I guess, might be a worthy cause as well. But we need that 1.25 million before we can do anything. And right now, we only have 14,900 to add to our list. So you might have noticed I took a little bit of damage and lost my hat. So I was not able to use the bounty hunter terminal again. So we went down and grabbed another helmet. And the coast is clear now, so we should have no worries about losing it. And I'm going to the wrong one. Yes, Brian, that's the wrong one. All right, so we've made it to the right one. You can always tell because it's green. The bounty hunter circles are green. Go ahead and open the door and make your way inside. And you might notice that as soon as you make your way in, there is another hat dispenser right here. Oh, look at that. We've got the movie recreated right now. We got Leia running around. Well, almost recreated because Luke wasn't quite here yet in the movie. So it's kind of weird how some of the stuff is like spot on with the story. I'm not sure why they did this, though. Why did they give us Luke already? If you've seen Return of the Jedi, like, it's not, like, he shows up and kind of tries to save the day, right? Like, it's all a big plan, right? Leia and Chewie going first, they find the droids, they get everything figured out, and then they try to escape, but it doesn't work out, right? I mean, that's, spoiler alert, again, sorry, I guess if you haven't seen it by now, you probably won't see it, but hopefully if you're playing this, you have seen it, unlike Doug, who, if you remember, did not have any Star Wars knowledge whatsoever, and he took on the Star Wars The Clone Wars, which was Lego Star Wars 3, which is still kind of confusing to me, because there was only Lego Star Wars, The Complete Saga. I know they were both broke down in there, but yeah, I get it. There was 2 in 1, and yeah, but it's still, there was never a Star Wars 2, really, right? Technically. All right, so we have flipped the switch by getting into that cage on the far right by using the Force to lift us up. All you had to do was stand on the platform, and Luke should have done it for us, and that's probably ultimately why they had him as part of this brigade right now. But next up, we actually need to throw a detonator. That's right, I didn't even know Chewie had thermal detonators. That was a new thing for me. So we turf one out there. It goes explodey on the silver bricks, and we are ready to keep on keeping on. As you can see here, we've got this weird little device on the left. We've seen these before, You build them up, and then you generally have to shoot them, and they eventually explode. So we'll see if that remains to be true here as well. Don't forget to flip the switch to prevent those Gamorreans from dropping in. I know Barry and some of you are probably going, oh, it's probably something totally different, and I'm probably slaughtering the name. And I was even trying to, like, throw Doug under the bus for it a minute ago, but I'm sure I'm probably not doing the best job. Fingers crossed, though. Hashtag fingers crossed. All right, we had to take out that item on the right. So it turns out I didn't have to shoot that device that I created. Oh! Watch your step. Those white panels drop out below you, and oh no! So be careful when walking over those. You can certainly get around this area by not walking on the white. Oh, I almost fell again. Here I am telling you, oh yeah, it's no problem. You get around, but all right. So we made it through there with only one death. So I was only mildly embarrassed. Ooh, this next room. This one was kind of funny too. So I wasn't exactly sure how to handle this, and I was a little bit sketched out here. So I was getting a bunch of studs. I was like, woo to the whoo. But there's this new path. I was so reluctant to take it because I don't want to get one of the mini kits. And if you look at the time in this video, we were well over the 10-minute mark of, you know, progress. And I didn't want to have to start this all over again just because I grabbed a kit. So luckily for me, I used precautions and found that there was a mini kit at the end of that path and was able to avoid it. All right, so we got these two switches on the right, a couple of guys on the left. Doesn't matter which order you take them out in. But eventually we're going to need to build up this little remote control panel. This is a little different than what we're used to. It looks like 4 pressure-sensitive switches where we might need 4 bodies to stand, one on each button. That is not the case. It turns out we're actually going to get our control on. That's right. It's like we're flying a drone. Well, not quite yet, though. We got to work it out first. So, and what we need to do is we need to basically get this drone robot that we control with that panel, and then we need to control it and push it over to the corners of that pathway there. Now, I would normally call it a checkerboard pathway, but you might notice it's lacking the checkerboard. So, again, early LEGO game, still not quite defined in all of the things that we're used to today. But it's the same thing. It works the same. It's a checkerboard path, you guys, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. However, how are we going to figure this out? You can see there on the left-hand side, there's that giant board, and there's some bits on there that can be manipulated by using the Force. So switch on over to Luke, and of course, manipulate those down, build them from the ground, and look at that, we've got ourselves a little robot. At first, I wasn't sure what to do with it, though, so I'm like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? And I come back to this dumpster bot over here, this little trash can bot, and eventually I step on, oh, look at that. I'm like, wait a minute. Which way do you go? Oh, you go where I tell you to. All right, so we'll go ahead and manipulate that over into the corner. Unfortunately, I wasn't close enough. I keep thinking that Luke's got the double jump powers, like he's superior to others, but it's not really the same. Like, he does have a double jump, but it's not like I'm hoping for. So drive that bot all the way into the corner. That's right, and smash on up there. Jump up and in, and look at that. As soon as you stand on that platform with 3PO, it drops it down, and now we have access for him. Now you notice there is a terminal on the left side of that giant door on the back wall there that's going to need his assistance, but the one on the right is needing our other good buddy R2. So we're going to go ahead and jump up there too after moving that bot to the far right. Look at that, we got both of our beep-boo babu beepers, and we're going to start with C3PO. Look at that, light went green, and we're going to go ahead and switch on over, and one more green, green, green. Yeah, there we go. We'll go ahead and advance now that the door is open and ready for us. I forget what's ahead, though, if I'm being honest. Oh, we got some blues and some bouncy bricks, too. All right, we'll build those up. Now, these basically, I recommend building these up. Now, I have an issue with, like, music and copyright, right? We've already kind of talked about that a little bit. Once you build those up, it's kind of like in LEGO Dimensions, you can build up some little speakers like that in the portal levels, and it plays like some sort of old school referenced song. And oh, hey, don't forget to smash that like button. Now, that is not only for here on this video, but it's also for our Facebook page. Now, I bring that up and mention that because every Friday we have a giveaway, and you owe it to yourself to get entered in that. Now, if you're not a part of Facebook, that's kind of unfortunate. That's where we've chose to do our giveaways. We've tried other places. We've tried Gleam. We've tried other applications and things, and it just didn't work out quite the same. And a lot of you reported that you wanted the old way back, so we went back to the old way. So at some point, we might double down and do a couple of different contests or giveaways. But for now, we're doing them all on the old Facebook. And all you got to do is simply like our page And then when the giveaway comes out and gets posted on Friday, make sure that you just like that giveaway post as well. And that is all you need to do. And then Monday morning, we choose the winner. So I know a lot of you are concerned about the time frame. Like, you know, you're in a different time zone. Some of you are a day ahead of me. Some of you are a couple hours behind me still. So that being said, we made sure that we made it available to everybody. So you can start liking the contest or giveaway post every Friday right around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you will have all the way till 9 a.m. Monday morning Pacific Standard Time in order to enter. So you got a couple, 2-3 days basically, and hopefully you can find your way to the page, like it, and maybe even get rewarded by being lucky enough to win. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. All right, we've got spider droids, we've got Gamorreans, we've got all sorts of stuff going on. Basically, we need to get up to that top right ledge, and there is a switch that we can flip that will prevent those Gamorreans from coming back through. But I should just start calling them Jabba's guards, because at least that is an accurate pronunciation. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing a good job, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Now, I do think it's funny, too, that when we do get a couple of shots of Jabba, we get to see his little monkey lizard thing. It's like a Kowalskian, something like that. I think that is hilarious. I mean, it's basically the Jar Jar Binks of the first 3 movies that we got, right? The 4, 5, and 6. And I know that Jar Jar wasn't very well received. I don't know how you guys feel about am I saying that right? The Kowakian? I don't know. Barry, Jerry, there's a few of you out there that can definitely get me learned on the pronunciations. Hopefully you guys will drop me a comment down below and let me know. All right, so this was kind of tricky. It took me a minute to figure this out. Basically, we stacked up these 3 boxes. There was actually a spot on the ground that they needed to go down into. And once they're all there, you can actually use the Force to flip the lids open. And as you noticed, I was able to then steer old R2 up to the top. Now, I went right by the old guards up top and in the right corner and kept on. And look at that. We've got ourselves a little beep-boop terminal, and we've actually given ourselves a ramp to get across there. Now, we're not quite ready to go all the way, but we're going to ride back up with R2 because, unfortunately, we can't switch characters unless we're basically tagging each other. And we smash a couple of items over here and find that there are a couple of bouncy bricks. We'll use the Force to build those up and manipulate them and give us the first part of a bridge, which takes me a minute to figure out. I wasn't sure. I was like, wait a minute. Do I need to stand on this? Do I need to have one of my other characters stand on it? I thought it was going to be one of those stand and lift situations, you know, where like you stand and like Luke lifts it with the Force or something. But that was not the case at all. So, you know, I've been wrong before. There you go. See, she was standing on it. No, get back on there, Leia. Nope, you don't need it. You actually just need to use the Force and move it. That's it. I can't jump or get up there with 3 people. And that's who I needed, right? I'm pretty sure that we need to get him all the way to the far end to that final terminal. But let's see here. I figured out here in a second. There we go. Wait for it. Wait for it. Look at that spider. All right, so oh, no. So I finally get it into place, and I fall off like a nub. All right, so we'll go back around, jump up, and this time I should be able to clear the gap. Or do I use the Force? Oh, okay, use the Force. Oh, I guess I can clear the gap, too. I got that double jumpness. I take this dude out, and if you know what's good for you, you'll probably go and flip that switch before proceeding here. And I'm trying to make my way back there. These guys are pretty good fighters, though. I will say that they do have some good blocking or parrying tactics, and it's actually kind of frustrating me, as you can see here, because I'm like, come on! And they don't fall victim to the double jump and attack in one swoop. So it does take 2 shots of that, which is also kind of annoying to me. It's just a time thing for me, right? I'm trying to look like I know what I'm doing, and I don't look like I know what I'm doing. So, all right, we've got a full bridge here. We used R2 to get the full bridge there. We should be able to get right across. Look at that. There's a mini kit right up above, but it looks like we need the dark side of the Force. And look at that. So okay. I told you we needed a terminal at the end to be handled, but it wasn't built yet. But look at that. It's there now. So I was totally correct. We can make our way all the way to the end with the appropriate bot here. The appropriate bot. Ooh, we're getting close to a cutscene, which will take us into that final battle, which I told you I had some issues with. And we'll have to wait and see how well I got it done. Because I remember playing this. This was a couple days ago. So I got back from vacation, and I played a couple levels. And then I had a few things to catch up on. So it's been a day or 3 since I actually recorded this footage. But if I remember correctly, I struggled pretty hard on that boss battle, and there should be an edit or 3 that makes me look like I know what I'm doing, right? I don't want to look like a nub again. All right, so we flipped the levers in this room, and that actually prevented more of those guards from dropping in. But it also opened a door in the back, and you might notice that there is a hat dispenser on the far right. We used it and then accidentally turfed a thermal detonator, and it took us all down. Luckily, I was able to recruit most of those studs that I lost. All right, so we got, I was a little confused. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing here? But this is my theory. So sometimes you need a hat for, you know, some sort of terminal or something, and you might find that on your journey to that Bebop terminal with that hat on, you might take damage. And if you take damage, you know that you lose the hat that you got from the dispenser. So I've got a trick. One of them is to go ahead and get everybody with a helmet, because then you've got, like, higher odds of making it to the end. But if you noticed, I actually switched characters as soon as I entered the room. So I had, you know, Leia with the hat on. Where'd she go? Leia. Oh, there she is. And she still got it on. So basically, as much as it drives me nuts that the characters that are with us don't often fight with us, they often don't fight, so they can actually avoid that situation. But look at this. The joke's on me, because it turns out I didn't need the bounty hunter. Oh, psych! Yes, I do, because look, there's Luke. Psych, psych. I'm getting it all wrong now. There's Han in the Carbonite Freeze. And we've got the helmet on the left. It opens the door, which is studs in a mini kit. So that was actually a little uneventful. We need that bounty hunter helmet. So switch back to Leia. And if you took damage and don't have the helmet, remember, you just have to go back a little bit, and it'll be right there in the room. Oh, cutscene. Shh. Wait for it. Wait for Smoochy Boochies. Crazy. I didn't realize we had a bunch of peeping Jabbas. Oh, that was me being that Kawakian monkey lizard thing. All right, here we are. We have officially fell down into the pit. That's right. We fell in the pit. Anybody out there watch Parks and Rec? Anyways, all right. So we've got this giant Rancor chasing us around. We've got a couple of R2 terminals that will actually drop some of those baddies down. We also have a couple of levers that will potentially... What does this do? What's it do? Oh, it drops. Okay, so that's how, spoiler alert, that's how we got to take out the big baddie, is we got to drop that down on him. However, we have a couple of hearts that we have to deplete first. That's right, depleter that meter. Now, to do that, we have to call on one of those guards. Now, it takes me about an hour and a half to figure this out, so I apologize. Really, that's an exaggeration. It doesn't take that long at all. But as you can see, every time I get close, he starts to walk towards me. Now, again, we want one of the Jabba guards, or the Gamorrean guards, to go ahead and drop it like it's hot. So we got to use R2, and then what'll happen is he will swoop him up. He'll do that swooping arm grab. He'll grab him. Once he does that, he'll walk over to either the left side kind of back corner or the right side corner, and he'll stand by one of those bombs. And once he does, you got to attack it. Shoot it. Pew, pew, pew. Come on, Brian. Get it. Missed opportunity there. So I switch on over. So there's a grapple there, but that takes me to a mini kit, which was a little frightening because, again, I'm 20-something minutes into the video. Certainly did not want to get a mini kit at the very end. But here we go. So I shot what I thought was going to be something. I got up close personal. Give him the old pow, pow, pow. No, nothing. So, again, we got to start over. So there's an R2 and a C-3PO terminal. They both open up a hatch and drop one Gamorrean guard. Once he gets picked up, again, you got to take him over to the corner. So this is why I struggled. And I thought about editing this out, and I kind of talked about maybe the possibilities that I did, but I didn't. And I didn't do it because I am still kind of at a loss. Like, what do I do here? Now, he goes over in that corner and gets blowed up, right? So we're good. Now, there's only 2 deployment spots, and there are 3 hearts. So I thought, okay, I guess it doesn't matter which way I go. Maybe it does matter. Maybe you guys have some info for me, because this is one of those things. Like, essentially, once we come back into free play, once we get all 10 mini kits, it's not going to matter whether we beat them or not. If we absolutely have to, we could quit out, right? We can hit the old options button, or the start button, and go to the options and actually leave. All we have to do is just save and quit, and it should work. Now, this is an older Lego game. I haven't tried that yet, so maybe that's something I need to avoid too. But essentially, it's always worked out that we should be able to save and leave. But maybe that's not an option here. So we'll figure that out. I might have to actually figure out how to beat this boss. But you can see he's walking right by the boomer, and I blow it up, and that should have been close enough, right? But no damage done. So maybe at this point, maybe the third and final heart. You know what? I bet you it just needs to go straight to the switch. I think I just figured it out on my own, guys. I think you need to get 1 heart depleted for, well, actually, you need to get 2 hearts depleted. 1 for maybe C-3PO, 1 for R2. Then you need to get him to go stand over there in the corner like he is right now and flip the switch. I think if I flip the switch, it'll go ahead and drop it like it's hot. Unfortunately, I've blown him up, and it's not. So we'll get there in a second. I like, too, how, if you notice, Chewie and Luke and Han all run down to the bottom left-hand corner here. It's like, what are you doing over there? Every time I pull the lever and a new guard drops, it always ends up being that. All right, so I blew up the detonator early. It didn't work. Try to get another one. Look at me. I'm like, pew, 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 pew. It's not working. You know what the good news is, though? We are less than about 20 seconds away from me successfully getting this done dead. And again, I believe all we need to do is flip that lever now. And we'll see here in a second if that's exactly how I finish it. I'm pretty sure that once you get 2 hearts depleted and you get a guard in his hand, he is going to walk to the back, right? He's walking to the back. I got the wrong character out. He can't flip a lever. Switch on over to a lever flipper. Come on. Up, up. All right, so it looks like we got 1 more. I was wrong about 20 seconds. I can't math, apparently. I was thinking for whatever reason that I needed to drag him over to this far right explodey spot, but that was not the case either. So, oh, we're in the home stretch. I blow up this detonator, and I flip the lever, and it's over. Here we go. Ready? Ready? And it's down. So, yeah, a little confusing there, but high fives all around. Well, unless you're Jabba. Did you see him? It's like the old cartoon. And we are surrounded. That is not good. But if you remember, this is actually how it all goes down in the movie. But pay attention. There might be another friend in our close by proximity. Uh-oh. And now Leia gets she gets a new costume here and a new purpose, I guess. So we're gonna have to solve this quickly because we don't want her being Jabba's pet, right? All right. She gives him the old stink eye, and that is it. Level complete. Free play. Unlock, lock, lock, lock. Now this confuses me too. Watch the characters. Wait, we skipped one? We missed one? Oh, no, we did. Okay, good. We're good. Wait, what? What's going on? With the order, though. That order, though. What is going on with that? All right, 62% of the true Jedi, so we fell short of getting that gold brick requirement there. But that's okay. We're a little closer. We're basically almost to the halfway point. That's kind of disturbing. We're going to have to farm some studs, it looks like. So I'm going to have to talk to old Gary, get a good stud farming location. And if you know one, drop it down below in the comment section. I would greatly appreciate that. But hey, that is going to go ahead and wrap it up for LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, Episode 6, Chapter 1, Jabba's Palace. We're making good ground, and free play and collectibles will be here before you know it. Don't forget to check us out on social media and HappyThumbsGaming.com. As for me, though, that's going to do it. As always, until next time. See ya!